Going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Jake Digman, and it is my esteemed honor to be joined right now at this time by one half of the main event of Cage Thunder 32. This man will be competing for the first ever Cage Thunder Professional Championship. I am joined right now by Isaiah Diggs. Isaiah Diggs, how are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing good, sir. How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm glad we were able to sit down, have a chance to have a conversation. You got a big fight upcoming on June 7th at Cage Thunder 32. You will be in the main event taking on Dusty the Warrior Shaffer for the first ever determine the first ever Cage Thunder professional featherweight champion. Before we get to that, I know I'd like to talk a little bit about you, your background, where you come from, and whatnot. How you got into the sport of mixed martial arts. So I guess we'll start from the beginning. Why don't you let the Cage Thunder fans know a little bit about your background, Isaiah, where you're from, and how you got into the sport of mixed martial arts?
Yes, sir. I'm from Featherweight, Washington. I was born and raised out there in Featherweight, Washington. I reside now in Pueblo, Colorado. Um, I didn't start wrestling. I guess I started wrestling like seventh, eighth grade, and then wrestled all the way through college. And then it kind of just naturally flowed into it. Me and my cousin kind of just talked about it, who coaches me, and it kind of just floated into. I knew I didn't really want to work a regular 9 to 5 in my head, so I just was like, let's. He was like, "You want to try it?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's try it." And then we just went from there. Started off in the living room, training every day and things like that. Now here we are.
That's crazy. You start off training in the living room, and now you're going to be main eventing one of our biggest shows. I'm sure when you started training in the living room, you never thought you'd be fighting for a pro title in Ohio one day, did you?
Oh yeah, not in Ohio. No,
Have you ever been to Ohio before?
I've been once for nationals for wrestling. We wrestled in Cleveland,
Oh, okay.
but yeah.
Well, we're looking forward to having you on June 7th. Being gracious host, having you come into Ohio. Why don't you talk to us a little bit about you start off your amateur career. You went, I believe it was 6-0 as an amateur. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Where did you predominantly compete at?
I mean, I didn't really have like a specific promotion that I competed in. I mean, I think I did two in Sparta, one in LFA, one down in Florida for a promotion, one in Utah for a promotion. So it's like I've been all over. Like I really never did like stayed with a specific organization, I'd say, for my amateur career.
So, is
We
it
just
safe? Is it safe to say that in your amateur career and even as a professional now that you've done a lot of your fights away from your hometown area?
oh yeah, we've always traveled. We've only fought even as a pro. I've only fought once in Colorado. No, I didn't even as a pro. I haven't fought in Colorado. I fought in Colorado as an amateur, actually. Yeah,
So,
so I don't
it's safe to say that you have experience what it's like to come into someone else's hometown. And I've always been intrigued asking guys who come in as a quote unquote out of town or the visiting team. What is that like for you, knowing full well you're coming into a situation where the majority of that audience either doesn't know you or is rooting against you? Is that something you use as motivation going into a fight like this?
I mean, if you look at all my fights, I've been other than like I said, other than the one in Colorado, I've fought everyone in their hometown for every fight. This is no different. So it doesn't. I mean, I wouldn't say motivation. I go in there and do my job. You know what I'm saying? Like it don't bother me that I grew up playing sport my whole life. I grew up and having like being the kid that no one being on teams like no one likes. That you go into the places and everyone's boo. You guys are. It's like yeah, it's out of motivation 'cause I just want to prove you guys wrong that I'm the baddest person here. You know what I'm saying? But that stuff don't bother me. I'm a competitor. I compete. That's what I do.
I
And
like how you
I'm a, oh sorry, I was gonna say I apologize. I like doing it too in people's hometown because it's almost in a sense more rewarding. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, because like it proves your point.
No, I get what you mean on that. There's something where, you know, um, when someone else says, they got people there and they got to, I like to refer to as like, work the room. The really only person you got to work that room or that is coming into it is yourself and your teammates. And I've seen lots of guys make rooms go absolutely quiet enough where you could hear a pin drop many times in this sport. That's the beauty of this, is that, anything can happen. And there's that little bit of satisfaction when you are that out of town guys where that silent can be so deafening for you.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, it's fun, it's just competing in general is fun. So I just enjoy it.
Well, we're excited. Like I said before, we're excited to have you compete upcoming here in the main event at Cage Thunder 32. What does it mean for you to be competing in the main event on a show that's going to be broadcast on pay-per-view for a championship? And not only for a championship, but it is the first ever pro championship that Cage Thunder has ever done in um, the promotion's existence. What is it like to to be one of the guys that has that honor to compete for that?
I mean, it's exciting. It's cool, that they thought of me and asked me to come do it, because it could ask anybody. So just to have the opportunity to be on a platform and to get to fight someone and stay active and things like that. It's very I'm thankful for the opportunity, to be able to just to do that and that they are giving me that opportunity um, to have the opportunity to fight. What I'm saying, because it's been hard for us to find fights too, so that's been tough. So we're just very thankful, honestly, very thankful.
And we're thankful, like I said before, we are thankful very much to have you in this position and in this opportunity. Um, who are some of your influences in mixed martial arts? Who are some of the guys that that you looked up to that you kind of strive to be like?
I mean, I wouldn't say I got like influences. I'm more just you see the people at the top who are the champion stuff, and that's the goal. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we do this to be a UFC world champion, not at the end of the day to win all these fights. There's been a lot of people being 4-0 in MMA as a pro, 5-0. Like that. Like my inspiration really is just to be the world champion. My cousin who coaches me, he's like my main motivator, inspiration person. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a fighter. I think he only lost once in his whole career, but he was tough. And I mean, you see those people at the top, and what's the word? I can't do it. But like you want to be there. So that's what I more like look at. I wouldn't say any of them influence me because I'm gonna be myself always. Got to be that. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna get you to the top two is just being yourself and going out there and doing you. But just seeing the world champions, that's what that's the whole reason we started this to be a UFC world champion.
If your goal isn't to be the best, why are you doing it, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Um, a question I like to ask guys, it's always something I find the answers to be very interesting. What is one interesting fact about Isaiah Diggs that would surprise fight fans to know?
Man, I'm goofy. I mean, I don't know if you ever looked at my Instagram, like really went through it. Like that's one thing people always even say. They'd be like, "Man, I'm gonna tell the guy you're fighting that after you win, that to go look at your Instagram and see the stuff you be doing because he lost to a guy who makes all these goofy videos and stuff." And so yeah, I'm a real like goofy person. I say that's something that a lot of people don't like see that side of me a lot of the times if you're not around me all the time.
You got the big fight coming up June 7th, taking on Dusty Shaffer for the Cage Thunder Professional Featherweight Championship. An interesting stat I noticed I came across while doing a little bit of research and looking up your career. Every single one of your pro fights has ended with a unanimous decision victory. You don't see that very often. That is an interesting statistic going into it. Going into this, I know you're still seeking for that first finish as a pro. Is that something you got your sights set on for June 7th, or you just looking to get the win whatever way you can?
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I would love to get a finish. I need to get one, honestly, but I'm not a person who's gonna like force it. You know what I'm saying? Like I go in there to win. So if I gotta go all five, I go all five. If I can finish, I get to finish. The thing I try to tell people too is if you go look at all those people I fought, everyone I fought was either undefeated or had one loss in their whole career. So they were tough people, and even the promotion even told us like they put me against the toughest guys they could right away on like they gave me the toughest guys. So yeah, I know I need to get in the finish is big, and everything like that. I'm not gonna force it. Obviously, I would love to have one. I think that's the goal every time you walk in there. I ain't looking to just, be in there to be in there all the time. Like I'm there to scrap. I'm there to win. Whether guys, if I got to do it by unanimous, or I got to finish you, however.
I like how you said there, the promotions you fought for have put you in against, tough guys, and you got another tough guy coming up on June 7th. That says something to you about you as a competitor, that you want to fight the toughest guys, that you want to get in there to test yourself. When, the opportunity came up to you, is that something that you strive for, that you realize, going into a fight, do you want to fight the best of the best in order to get yourself to that next level?
Oh yes, for sure. Because a lot of people try to was it the word patent, however you say it, the records, and they try to fight all these bums, but then you see them get exposed when they get in a tough fight with a dog who knows, what I'm saying, that's undefeated too, or maybe only has one loss. They get in that dog fight and then they end up losing because they've never been tested. Our thing coming in was we're gonna fight the best. We're gonna say no. If a person wants to fight, we'll say yes. But we've never said no to any opponent ever who's been sent to us. And because that's gonna show us if if this is what I want to be and I want to do, is just a world champion, it's going to show now before I get there. It's not going to show when I get there. It's going to show now that this is something we should continue to do. So, yeah, we strive to fight the best of us. We want to fight the best in the world because we're going to prove a point that we beat the best to get to the UFC world title. And then when we get there, we're ready. We're battle tested. We've seen it all.
And that is how champions are made, and that is how your career grows, and that's where legends come from. And you got the opportunity to take the next step on that journey on Saturday, June 7th. You are in the main event for the first ever Cage Thunder Professional Championship against Dusty the Warrior Shaffer. It is Tickets are on sale now at cagethundermma.com. Also, I know for a lot of the fans out there, I don't know how many fans of yours are going to be flying in from Colorado. Do you got anybody coming in for it? But if not, they can definitely check it out on pay-per-view via Combat Sports Now. Everybody be able to support Isaiah Diggs on his journey in the sport of mixed martial arts. Isaiah, is there anybody out there that you would like to thank?
Always just thank God, you know what I'm saying? No matter what, that's just, at the end of the day, he just gives us that opportunity to even wake up to do this, you know what I'm saying? So this is thank God and just thank everyone who's on my team. Everyone knows who they are. Those gyms I've been to that helped me out, my coaches, everything, they know who they are. I don't like to try to be specific because then you forget somebody and you feel bad. But, number one, like I said, is God always. First, thank God and then thank my team, everyone who's helped me get to this point. So,
And
and
if the
sorry, I was gonna say thank Cage Thunder for allowing me the opportunity to fight on the promote on this card. Thank them too for giving me the opportunity.
And thank you for fighting on this card and competing in the main event. I'm looking forward to you are headlining one of the most stacked shows we have ever put together, and I'm looking forward to seeing you at the end of the night taking on Dusty Shaffer, what I know is going to be a banger, one hell of a war to determine our first ever Cage Thunder professional champion. Isaiah Diggs, if the fans, how do the fans get a hold of you or follow you or more information about you?
They can follow me on Instagram. My ad name is at Diggs, which is DIGGS_3. That is my Instagram. That's mainly where you would find me. I mean, if you want to find me on Facebook, it's Isaiah Diggs. Uh, but Instagram is mainly where I'm active at. So I'd say if you want to get a hold of me, anything, just hit me up on Instagram.
Sounds good. Once again, we're joined by Isaiah Diggs. He's going to be competing in the main event, Cage Thunder 32, Saturday, June 7th, at Canton Civic Center in Canton, Ohio. If you like what you heard, you want to support Isaiah Diggs, buy some tickets, type in the word Diggs where it has the promo code at the top of the page. For all the fans out in Colorado and everybody around the world, all the supporters you have, you can purchase the fight on Combat Sports Now. That is Combat Sports Now, the official pay-per-view home of Cage Thunder 32. Isaiah Diggs, thank you so much for taking time out of your training schedule to talk with us. I am looking forward to sharing the cage with you on June 7th, and I'll see you at the pro weigh-ins on June 6th. Looking forward to meeting you in person, sir.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to meeting you too. And thank you for the opportunity to be on here. Means a lot.
Thank you once again. That is Isaiah Diggs in the main event of Cage Thunder 32, Saturday, June 7th, the Canton Civic Center in Canton, Ohio. Be there or watch us live on pay per view via Combat Sports Now.